Hey there, it's Patmos and nice of you to join me as we are going to start a first look video in Let Them Trade, which is a little bit different kind of city builder. Look at these cute graphics. And we're just going to jump straight into it. This is on the Steam Next Fest demos, so you can get this demo if you want to. And let's go, let's play, and we're going to start with the tutorial. This game has a pretty good tutorial, and we're just going to start and see what this game is about and what it brings. And one of the things I already love is the short loading time. That's always amazing. I like that a lot. Greetings, welcome to Let Them Trade. I'm the king, your monarch and sovereign. This clever little fellow on my shoulder is my most trusted advisor, Mr. Nuts. Squeak, 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 says Mr. Nuts. Well said, Mr. Nuts. Yes, I have big plans to grow the economy in my domain, but can't oversee everything personally. Feasts and bowls are just so time-intensive that I hardly find the time to do much else. That's why I'm looking for someone who is hardworking as I am, and you look like just the right person. Let's learn how to play. Up in the top right of the screen, you will see the current main quest, side quests, and milestones. That's up here. You will be rewarded handsomely for completing these tasks I set you. Side quests and milestones are optional, but main quests must be completed to finish the scenario, so pay attention. First, let's try how to move the camera. For extra information, click the arrow button to view the quest description. Alright, so we have to move forward, backwards, left and right. Well, we did that. Well, then forward, backwards, and any direction. Rotate, and rotate. That's done. Zoom in and out, that's done. That's all the basic controls. Press R to reset the angle and press P to also reset the position. There we go. Cities are founded by placing a city center. Select the city center in the basics tabs of the build menu and place it on the highlighted tile. So, before we do that, we just have a look at the map. This kind of reminds me of Settlers of Catan, which is a nice game where you have all these tiles, and that's where we do. Also a bit of Civ civilization, of course. Here we have the keep, that's where the king lives. We have to build ourselves our first town. So we go to the basics, where we can place a city center. It will cost us 10 wood and 1,000 gold, but we can build it. And we have to build it right here, and then it will be built. Now, at some point we should see this being built up. See, there it goes. We can even see how far along it is. We can zoom in pretty far so we can see how it looks. This will be the new ruler of the city, Nuremberg, and it has 1,000 coins right now. And this is where we are going to start off our little adventure. So let's wait until it is built. It's already 70%. And we already have built a new city for potatoes. Well, that's what we're doing. We're going to build a city for potatoes. There we are. Now that you have founded a new city, you can place production and residential buildings on neighboring tiles. Start by placing 2 potato farms on the green, fertile soil and 2 peasant homes. You may hold down left shift to place multiple buildings. Alright. So, what you can do is, if you don't know the game and you want to learn, you can click this little icon. It will show you exactly what to do. Now, of course, I already know that, so we're not going to do that. But look at the map. Here we have fertile soil. We can have rural potatoes and wheat on it. Here we have, for instance, barren land, and we can only build roads on it. So all these tiles have a meaning. So this is where the coal deposit is. This is where the gold deposit is. And so if you go over the map, this is clay deposit. So there's a lot of different stuff that we're going to use in the end. But for now, we have to build peasant buildings. And in this case, we have to build 2 potato farms. So I'm just going to build 2 potato farms. And we're building 2 houses. Now, this will take some time. So, this town has an amount of builders that can do stuff, amount of carriers of goods, in this case 4. And they will just go out, they will bring the resources, then this will be built. And then they will pick something else up and go out to the next town, and so forth and so forth. So, we are now basically expanding our cute little town here. There he goes with some wood. And then everything can be built. We'll just have to wait for it to be done. And then we have basically built a town that will generate us potatoes. Now, I don't know if you're a fan of potatoes, but if you are, well, be happy in my town. If you're not, well, then it's sad because all that we have right now is potatoes. We have our first little housing area ready. We can see some people sitting by a fire that's not lit. And we can see that they have stuff here. And they have needs. They need wood, basically for firewood, and they need potatoes. And as long as you provide them with their needs, they'll be happy. And you can even get extra villages in them. So that'll be some goal that we will have. Did you see the little guys with carts transporting resources to the building sites just then? Those are the city transporters. All resources must be transported from where they're produced to where they are consumed, and the transporters are responsible for doing so inside the city. When you are about to place a building, you will see arrows which indicate the distance which needs to be traveled by transporters. The city only has a limited amount of transporters, which means that the bigger the city gets, the farther the transporters will need to travel, and the more difficult it will be for them to keep up. So that's something to keep in mind when you place a city. You may have noticed that there are some grey unexplored tiles to the northeast of the castle. On the top left you can see the user interface where your knight is, that's upper to the left here. Click on the scout icon in the selected scouting flag, and then click on the next tile to the unexplored tiles. So we give him and automatically reveal them. So there the camera goes. So here we have some unrevealed blocks. So what you do is you click the scouting icon. We can see it has 8 packages of ration. So he can basically explore 8 tiles without going home. So we'll just tell him to go there. There comes our knight in shining armor. I don't know how comfortable it is on a wooden horse, but okay. And there he goes, and he will just go there, do some exploration, and then we can reveal what is there. So yeah, he's taking a look around. Is it safe? Can I go there? And then all of a sudden, it just goes up in the air. See? And it actually discovered 2 pieces. Great, we have found a forest tile. Let's find a new city next to the forest tile. And he will keep going on exploration missions, so that's good. So let's find a new city next to the forest tile. The question though is where? Because if we place it right here, we have these 4 to use. If we place it right here, we have these 5 to use. So that might be a better option, because I don't think we can do a lot in the water. So I'm actually going to place it right there. That's where the new city will be. Most resource buildings need to be placed on a specific type of tile to work. The lumberjack must be placed on a forest tile and will then produce wood. Like all production buildings, the lumberjack requires inhabitants to work there, in this case peasants. Don't forget to build a peasant home in your new city as well. Okay, so let's build a lumberjack in the forest here. And a peasant house there, so that they have people to work there. Now this will take a bit of time, because the city will have to be built first, of course. And then they can only start to build these. We can also see that in the top corner we now have a second village with 1,000 coins in it. So that's great. And we'll now have to see how that goes. And we can also see that every time we build a village, that took 1,000 coins from the keep. So that's where the money comes from. And of course, at some point we're going to have to make money, and we'll soon find out how that goes. We can already see that the city of Nuremberg is now really busy making potatoes for us. We're not doing anything with potatoes yet, but that will come in soon, how that works. So we're just going to focus now on the housing here and the lumberjack, and see how that will progress and what it will do. We can already see though that this might need 2 people to work in. This house can only house 2 people at the moment. So in order for extra production later on, if we build an extra lumberjack, for instance, we also need an extra house to accommodate other people. And it does take some time, like these are happy in their house. So apparently these have 2 slots of people that can live there. And then 2 people were working here, 1 is working here. So this one has an open vacancy at the moment. But it should be okay. Inhabitants have needs and wants, and this is reflected in the resources they consume. If the inhabitants' needs are met, they will remain in the city. But if not, then they will become unhappy and move out. It may then take a while for a new inhabitant to move in again, meaning the city will have a smaller workforce available at the meantime. I get that. The resources are broken up into 2 groups, basic and luxury. Basic resources are the most important, and if these are missing, the inhabitants will be very unhappy. If both basic resources are provided, then inhabitants will no longer move out and will fill all slots in the residential buildings, meaning that the city has a full workforce available. So for a full workforce, we only need the basic requirements. Luxury resources provide extra happiness, but are not enough if the basics are missing. Besides making sure that inhabitants don't move out, happiness is also important because inhabitants provide money to the city depending on their happiness. So the happier they are, the more money we get, which is helpful. The more money a city will have to trade and purchase goods. Alright, well, we're going to have to get into trade soon. Now that you have two cities, they will need to trade with one another. However, traders will not move very quickly over normal tiles. You can speed them up and make the economy more efficient by connecting the castle and all the cities with a road. Well, that is exactly what we are going to do. So now we're going to build a road from this town. You have to actually click the town, then you just hover over tiles to the other town, and then you click there. And now we have it. Each city has its own budget, which it will spend on buying resources from other cities. It will also sell resources which it overproduces. Therefore, the price of resources in the economies are determined by supply and demand. So that's where it gets interesting. I mean, we can build a potato town with so many potatoes that supply is really high, and if the demand is pretty low, the price will drop and we won't make that much money on it. Managing the production and flow of resources is in the economy, and therefore indirectly managing the prices is vital for success. This is because on every trade, so every time a city sells something or buys something from another, we get 20% taxes on both cities. This is our primary source of income. Try to build an economy where cities are specialized and must import many resources from one another. But beware of monopolies, as they may drive up prices and make the economy inefficient. You can see the market price of a resource in the global resource overview on the top left corner. Here we see the market prices. If you click on a resource on the global resource overview, you can then switch to the focus mode. Here, lots of additional information will be available, including global production and consumption for the resources. Alright, we'll take a look at that soon. In our little economy here, the first city will produce potatoes and buy wood, and the second city will produce wood and buy potatoes. Let's watch it in action. So here we can see there's a redness on the fish. Because, well, sorry, a little cough there. We don't really produce any fish, and we need to start producing that. We don't produce planks, but we can see that the price is pretty stable. And here we can see some stuff on the pricing here. Now we can see the traders going back and forth. And basically what you want to do in this game is if you build a self-sufficient town where you have both wood and potatoes and everything the villagers need, you won't make money because they don't have to trade. So it is very beneficial in this game to build towns that produce just one product, connect it to all your other towns so that you get as much trade all over your kingdom as possible and make money on that. As I mentioned before, transporters move resources inside a city whilst traders move resources between cities. A city only has a limited amount of either of these, meaning they can get overloaded if a lot must be transported at once. But cities can be upgraded. Increase the number of traders and transporters they will have at their disposal. City upgrades can be applied at any time, provided you have the required coin and resources. Let's try this out now. Select one of the cities and then on the main, click on the upgrade icon in the top left corner. So we can see right here we have a level 1 town, Nuremberg. Here we have our upgrade icon. We need 20 planks for it. I don't know how many we have, but we have hopefully some. And we can just click this, and now this will turn into an upgraded town. The only thing is they will need to get the resources for it. So we'll have to see how that goes. Another thing I want to do is connect the keep to the road so that traders and stuff can also travel to the keep if need be. Now, I think we have the planks in this case, so it can get all the resources and stuff that we need. And then the city can be upgraded, which will be nice. 40%. And good thing to know is a city has only 6 buildable places. So we have only 6 places where we can actually build. Once we upgrade it, that number goes up. So if we have built this completely filled up, that's all that we have. But if we upgrade a town, we can expand the town. Of course, that will be further out, so your transports will have to do more movement and longer movement. So that can slow things down. But there we go. Very good work. You've finished the first part of the tutorial. In part 2, you will learn about researching more advanced buildings as well as upgrades and modifications. I'll see you then. Well, you know what? Let's go to the next map and see what that is. Greetings, my dear subject. After such a good showing last time, I've decided that you have promise and to teach you another thing or two. Today we will be learning about research, upgrades and modifications. But before we start, however, we need to solve a little problem. I've been siphoning off a few coins from the infrastructure budget here and there to pay for my birthday party preparations. In times of austerity, a strong leader must make tough decisions and set priorities. You understand. Sadly, this has led to some minor unintended consequences, such as the complete and utter dilapidation of the kingdom's bridges. So we'll have to build a bridge. Well, we can see this is where we're playing now. This is a different map. And, well, we can't see now because there's another message popping up. Do you see those roads that are leading over to the shore? The bridges connect them collapsed and now the two towns here can't trade. Let's connect them again before we get started. Select the bridge in the basic tab of the build menu and select the two tiles. Yes. So this is where we are now. We have the keep and we have two little towns. I think one is doing the wood and one is doing the potatoes. That's basically what we have. So right now we're going to have to build a bridge. And you can bridge over a small area by clicking the road on one side, hovering over it, going to the other one, and then click again. And now a bridge is built there. And now these cities can finally start to trade again, which is good because they need to supply each other with resources so that we can make some money. Very good. Now the cities will trade again. Whilst wood and potatoes are nice, we also want to produce other resources. For example, planks are a resource made from wood at the sawmill that are required to build most buildings. However, before you can build a sawmill, you must first research it in the research tree. Research is done in your castle. Normally, you must build the research center yourself, but I will construct it for you today to help speed up the process. There it is. Boink. Open the research tree on the top left corner on the screen and click on the sawmill to begin researching. Your castle will send traders to purchase the required resources and transport them back, where they will be converted into research points. Don't forget, you also pay market price. If a resource is expensive, it will cost you. So basically what we're going to do is do research. In this case, we have to research the sawmill. But let's take a look at this little research tree. It's proposed to be pretty big. This is all that we get from the demo, but it's interesting. And here we can see we already have researched the peasant home, and we can now go for level 2, 3, and 4. We can do the same with all the production buildings, but now we're going to research the sawmill. Now we can see this will cost us 20 wood, and right now 20 wood will cost us 57 coins. Of course, if there's a big shortage in wood and we have to pay high price for the wood, this upgrade can be very expensive. So the more wood we have in this case, the cheaper our own research will be. So those are things to keep in mind. Sometimes it can be good if you start out to just build up your basic cities, get your food and your wooden stuff in, and then when you have good prices, it can be very much worthwhile then doing the research and holding off on that a little bit. Now, while that is busy, we can check. We have some iron here, we have some stones here, we have some gold here, so there's a lot. There are no grayed out tiles at the edges. This means that this is the whole map that we have. We have no recon to do. I do see areas here where there is some fish, which is also interesting. So it'll be nice. And I guess at some point, that's all not in the demo. There's only one map that you can freely play in the demo. But I guess at some point there'll be like procedurally generated maps and stuff. And I hope there will be these huge maps where you can build a ton of towns and maybe even have other players. I mean, this could be multiplayer where you just build nice towns and trade with each other and stuff like that. So I see some interesting prospects for this game. And look at the setting. It's like you're playing on a table in a house, like you're actually playing the Settlers of Catan or anything. So this is pretty cool. I like the whole idea. It's nice. All right, we have unlocked the sawmill. Now the sawmill has appeared in the build menu. Place it down in one of your cities. Now, of course, the sawmill needs wood. So what I want to do is place it in my wood town, so that they can basically just use this wood and we don't need to trade it first. Of course, if we would place it in this town, they would have to buy extra wood. So we would make a little bit of extra money, but it will strain my transporters and I don't really see the point right now. Because as soon as we get the planks, they will be traded out anyway. So we do still make money on that. But it won't strain our transporters so much on just bringing wood for the sawmill. At least that's my idea. I'm not sure. I mean, the game is only in a demo. There's not a lot of time to do this, so I haven't been extensively testing that, but I think that's how I want to roll with it right now. Now look at this. We can zoom in pretty far. We can really see the buildings in action. This is where the wood is being chopped, which looks pretty nice for housing. And then here we have the sawmill, soon to be. almost ready, I guess. There's the scaffolding going. So, yep, there it is. Sawmill in action. Besides researching new buildings, it's also possible to research new upgrades. Once unlocked, these will allow you to select a production or residential building and upgrade it to a new level, improving its functionality and providing other benefits depending on the building and level. Let's try it out on one of the lumberjacks. In the research tree, select the level 2 icon above the lumberjack to begin the research. Alright, we'll do that. So the lumberjack, and then we hit the level 2 one. It doesn't say here, it does say here that the output will be plus 30% if we apply this on a lumberjack. So plus 30%, that's a third extra in production. That'll be very good. It looks like it now takes 15 seconds for it to produce a tree. And if we can speed that up by 30%, that'll make it like 10 seconds before it produces a tree. So, wow, that'll be good. No, it produces 4 wood, I guess, at one go, maybe? So, every 15 seconds 4 wood. If we can get that down to every 10 seconds, that would be pretty good. We have to wait for the research to be done, though. And, this is costly. We can see the price of wood has dropped a bit, though. It's now 10 wood for 21 coins. It was 57, so we're doing okay. Planks are still pretty expensive, but that's because this is just slowly producing the planks now. Don't mind the amazing music in this game. It is so cool. Right, it's halfway in. I'll just have to wait a tiny bit longer. Let's speed up a little bit so we can get it done. Is it done already? Come on. Almost. Almost. There we go. Upgrading a lumberjack to level 2 will increase its output by a good amount. To apply the upgrade, select the lumberjack and click on the icon. Okay, we'll do that. It will also unlock a new option. It unlocks the forester, which means there is an extra peasant slot and the output will go up by 50%. So we can both upgrade it, but also do the forester. And if you hold shift, you can do that to multiple. Now, of course, you need the people for that. And we do have some people here, so that's the good news. So that way we can really get the extra output in. You really have to make sure you have the people for that. Now, right now, all the people are working already. So we might have to upgrade a house in order to get the extra people in. I don't actually know if that will... Yeah, see, 1 extra peasant slot if we go for the house upgrade. We're not doing that now. We're not researching that. We're just following the tutorial. But if we do that, that will get us the extra people that need to work here. And that way you can... boost your economy by producing extra stuff. And of course, especially when you build multiple towns around your kingdom, you're going to need more wood to supply all the villagers with their needs, because they have a wood need. So that will be very handy. Alright, here comes the upgrade. It's at 60% now, so we'll just wait until that is done. Almost there now. Yay! In addition to allowing you to level up buildings, research upgrades will also unlock modifications. Modifications are different to upgrades in that they can be turned on and off at any time at no additional cost. Well, we already did that. Modifications are unique to every building and come in different types. Some provide bonuses depending on neighborhood tiles, some change the building's input and output, and others change how many and what type of inhabitants may work or live there. Both production and residential buildings have modifications, but for now let's test out the forester modification. I already did that, which has unlocked when you research the lumberjacks. Select the lumberjack. Well, we did that, so that mission is done. Very good. Last but not least for today, let's look at buying resources at your castle. As you may have noticed, if set to auto buy, your castle will send out traders to automatically purchase resources for the research center and other castle buildings. In the Research tab on the Castle User Interface, you can set the target storage amount for each of the resources currently in the economy. When you toggle on Auto Buy, and depending on the amount you set, the castle will automatically buy or sell the selected resources. This may take a little while as the castle will negotiate a fair price with the cities, which takes time. If you want to speed this process up, you can use the Direct Buy functionality, which is basically clicking the last icon, I believe. You can access Direct Buy in the Resource tab of the User Castle interface. When selecting it, a list of cities and their offers will be displayed for a particular resource, allowing you to instantly purchase or sell at the listed price from that city. Whilst this method is fast and convenient, the price will not be as good as when allowing the castle to haggle a price for you. Now try using the direct buy to purchase wood for your castle storages. So we go to the castle, we go to our stuff, and now we have to get some extra wood in apparently. So we click the trade button and we can buy some wood from Kit's Kling. So let's do that. We've bought some extra wood. Let's buy some extra wood. Let's buy some extra wood because we have to get the storage up to 70 or 60. We can also just change this number, of course, into 60 so that the city itself will start to buy the resources. So here you can set the target stock and make sure that the castle buys whatever we need. And if we set it to automatically, they will just buy all these resources automatically and store them in the castle. Which is interesting because we have no potatoes right there now, and then they will start to buy them, and it will take a bit of time, but then we get them automatically. Now, can we do some more here? Yes, we can buy 7 more wood. Just have to be a bit patient until we get up to the 70. 8. Well, that's 7. That was 50. These 8 will make it 58. So we just need 2 more in a sales offer, so that we can buy the little extra that we need. It takes some time though. Sometimes it might take a while before they have some extra wood that they could sell. See, oh, there it is, and it's gone again. So probably the other town bought it. So sometimes you have to be quick. And of course we don't produce that much at the moment. So that's also one of the factors involved. If we would overproduce by much, we could get this done much faster. Alright, the last 4 are now being bought, meaning that we will end up at 62 in storage. So we have all that we need. It cost us quite a bit of money, but, well, it's fine. There they go. Mission done. Congratulations, you finished the second part of the tutorial. I think I have the perfect little task for you, setting something small to get you started. Meet me on the next map. Alright, there we go. Next map. Wow, we're flying through the game. Welcome back, my dear subject. Welcome to your first real job. Ooh. Isn't this place lovely? Trees, mountains, and by the scent of salt in the air, the ocean must be nearby. Do you know what would make this place even more beautiful? If it was economically productive. Today your goal is to build up basic economy with all the resources with the peasants' inhabitant class needs. Potatoes, wood, fish, and wool. I've built a research center and a provisioner to speed things up a little bit. Let's get building. Alright. There are no cities here, so we're going to have to start from scratch. You know how this goes. Start with 2 cities, one which produces potatoes and one for wood. So here we have wood, here we have potatoes. We just have to find the best spot to place our city center, which is interesting. Like, this one is easy. We just build it right here. We have all the fertile tiles around it, which we can use. We can also do it here, build the housing on these 2. So yeah, we're going to build one right here. Now, you can't build straight and directly next to the castle. You can see these are red. So if you place one here, this tile will go to waste. So I think we have to find a place where we can... We do it right here. We have the trees, but we also have the barren land to place housing. So I think I'm going to put that one up there. Let's not waste any time and connect to the castle. Then connect this right there. Connect this up right there. And then we can build... Oh, we can't build a bridge apparently. Oh, we can build the bridge right there. Okay, we'll do that. It has to be straight, so you can't go over like this, so... Well, you know, this is fine. Alright, here we are. We have 2 towns now. Now it's time to start building some of the basics. So, in this town, we're going to start with 3 potatoes, I guess. And some housing. Let's just completely build up everything that we want. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We need all the houses. So 2 peasants can live here. 2 have to work here. So right now we're just providing for all the jobs that we have to. And, well, we're doing what we have to do. We're just scaling it up a little bit. We have to build 2 potato farms, 2 lumberjacks. I'm just doing 3. I mean, we want an economically productive place. And if we have to get the wool and the... fish, then we're going to need more potatoes and wood to get all those productions up and running. So that's just what we're doing right now. Let's get all of these up and running. Potato farm ready, potato farm ready. Oh, and we did some exploration straight off as well, so that's nice. Scout tiles with your knight. Alright, that's what we're going to do as well. So let's go over there. Your Otto Sky Steer will go there and do some stuff. Let's see. Now, a happy population wants more than just the very basics. They also want luxuries. I, for example, cannot imagine life without my solid gold and mother of pearl jacuzzi. If these simple pleasures that keep you going after a hard day's of work. In the case of peasants, their luxury resources are fish and wool. You will need to build 2 new cities, one for sheep farms and one for fisheries. Sheep farms can be built on green, fertile tiles. Fisheries must be built on fishing ground tiles. Don't forget that these new buildings will need to be researched at your castle. Okay. First, send your knights to go and scout. I'll highlight the tile for you to show where the shoreline is. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, we were pretty close, I guess. But he's already going, so let's just change it out to there so that he will go there. That might be better. So sheepies go on green fertile land. And the others we need some fish tiles. Let's just go and start off by getting the sawmill first. That leads to fishery and sheep farm anyway, so let's do some research. Let's have these towns start to be a little productive. Yeah, this should be good. I see no trading yet, so I think they haven't produced much yet, but they will be starting to work on it. It takes 50 seconds to make 6 potatoes, which is quite long. 30 seconds to make wood now. So I guess in the early game, in the tutorial game, it was speeded up a bit, and now it's not. So that's interesting. Oh, no, it's good, because this is 15 seconds. This is 30 seconds. I wonder why. That's probably because we have only 1 worker in there. This one is not producing. Yeah, see, this is now also 30 seconds. Ah, depends on the amount of workers. Okay. Oh, we've discovered fish. Great, that's where the fish town needs to be. Have to make sure that we check all of this. Now, once discovered 8 tiles, he will be out of provisions and he'll go home to get new provisions. That is where the provisioner comes into play. He will make us provisions for doing research. So now he goes home, he's going to stock up on new provisions, and then he will go out and do some more research. So right now the provisioner is built for us. We don't have to do anything with that. See, there we go. 5 provisions, 6 provisions. So he can now go out and scout. But in a regular game, make sure you build a provisioner and supply it with what it needs. In this case, potatoes. So that it can make you provisions. There we see the first trade cart going. Going to sell some wood to the castle, apparently. Well, that's how we make money, so we're finally, hopefully, starting to make some money. We have unlocked the sawmill, that's great. Let's go straight into... well, let's go to the fishery first, because we know where the fish is now. I'm still thinking on where to do the sheep farm, so that we get as many good tiles as possible. Could probably be somewhere here. We have 2 sheep farm tiles then, and some barren land, which is fine. You turn around, good Sir Otto Sky Steer. Sky Steer or something. Otto Sky Steel. Oh well. Do some more recon here so that I know where to place the town center. I think it's going to be this tile for now, but if there's more fish, we might make a different choice. I don't know. This is the edge of the map though, so as you can see here, there's no more new tiles coming up. So yeah, this is where the next city is going to be, right there. We can build the houses around it, and we can build the fisheries. As soon as we get the fishery, of course. That's going to take some time, but that's okay. And I think what we're going to do now is set up a road network. Apparently this is the fastest route, so we'll just go along with it. And then from here on out, we're going to build a road there too, so that this town can trade with all the cities already straight away. Should be good. And what we might do is send a route to the castle here too, so that they can take a shortcut. Otherwise, if they want to go to the castle, they have to go all the way around, which is a waste of time. Alright, we have Ekbak. Nice. Let's start with 2 peasant homes. And, oh, we have the fishery unlocked. Yay! Let's build 2 fisheries then. They need planks though. I don't think we have the plank guy yet, which is an issue. Because I was very enthusiastic making all of this. But now we don't have room for the plank guy. Well, that's where we can test something now. Because if we build the plank guy right here, and an extra house then, this town will have to buy the resources, make the planks, and then sell them again. Hopefully that will turn into extra profit for us, which should be the case. So that's going to be interesting. See how that goes. At the same time, let us research the sheep farm then. I think that will be nice. Let's see, potatoes, wood. We have to produce fish and wool. Side quests. 2 of the 4 fishing grounds scouted. Well, you know what? Let's continue right here. Maybe we find some more there. I don't know. Build a sawmill while we're busy with that. 2 fisheries, 2 sheep farms. Well, the first fishery is up. That's great. Oh, we're getting somewhere. The only thing is we don't know what the next mission is going to be. So maybe I was a little bit too enthusiastic by making all these completely filled up with tiles. So they don't have extra room. Like if we want to build an extra house here now, you can already see all the white areas. That's the maximum zone it has. So we have to upgrade the city now if we want to do something extra with it. So, but hey, we are producing fish, which is good. I like that. We are supplying the resources to these 2 places, so we can now build the sawmill. We found the other 2 fishing places, so that mission is done. I like that. I like that a lot. All we need now is the wool production. Kind of keen on going here for some recon. Maybe this can be a perfect spot for a wool town. And otherwise it will be right there, I think. Oh, there's only 2 supplies, so it will probably scout these 2 and then go home. Yeah. Alright, and there's also water there. Let's go right here next, once it has the provisions. So that we can see what's out there. Maybe build a new town here. Ooh, sheep farm unlocked. Yay! Let's keep doing some research. I think that might be worthwhile too. The peasant homes, potato farm, or the lumberjack. Let's just do some level 2 stuff everywhere. I mean, why not? We can do that, so let's do it. Alright, it's taking in provisions. We can see the traders all going out and about. Could this be the first town that we upgrade then? Do we have everything? 20 planks. I don't know if we have that, but you get 1 extra transporter, 1 trader, and 2 increased city size limit. So yeah, we can make a bigger city then. And I think only for the extra traders already, because they have to do quite some going around, it's already worth doing that. Probably 2 older towns, so yeah, we'll see. Ah, there's more fertile ground here. That's perfect. That's actually perfect. So if we build the city right here, we might be able to build all around. I have to check if there's mountains here, otherwise it might not be a good spot. Oh, there's forests here as well. So if we build the city center right here, we have all of this to build on. Like 2 sheep pastures, 2 houses, and maybe we can get some extra wood. So I'm not so sure. Can we actually build on a wood tile? No. See, so you have to find a free tile. Which is interesting. I kind of really want to see what's out here before we build the wood town. Or we should just get going so that the game progresses. I think we should just get going for now. Let's build a city center right here. Can we really build on this? I think so. Alright, let's go. The lumberjack upgrades are ready. At least we can get the forester. We don't have the people for it, so that's not going to work. Let's hold off on that a little bit. This is now being upgraded, but only at 50%, so they still need the planks, I guess, to really do this. Well, we should be making some planks now. Sawmill. Yep, now there's somebody working there. That's good. That should now start to work. I think we should just focus on these missions now. Alright. Peasant buildings. Let's build 2 houses out here. And then 2 sheep farms. That's basically what the whole mission idea is for right now. Then let's build a road connection here. We can now go all ways. Might be worth doing it like this. And then also going like that. Just create extra roads. I mean, who minds the roads? But now they don't have to go like this to go there. They could just take the shortcut. And the same for down here. I think that'll be worth it. Alright, we need to produce wool, get the sheep farms. We need to trade 50 wool. Wow. And 2 cities upgraded to level 2. Well, one is busy. It has almost all the resources in now. So that'll be nice. Wow, there's some good soil here. I like this. This is a good area. Could have done it right there. I mean, this will work, but could have done it right there. Potato farm level 2, plus 20% output, bigger fields. Alright, so what does that do? If we do this, we get plus 1 pleasant and 50% output. And we can make it plus 20%. Well, one of the things we really need then is to upgrade our villagers so that we have more people to actually work. But that's interesting. Great, congratulations. You now have an economy with the basic and luxury resources for the peasants. That was actually all that I had planned for today, but it's so nice here now that there is all these lovely trade going on. I've decided this would be a perfect place for me to build a holiday retreat. You know the type, a little tower where I can put my feet up and look out over my domain, watching all those people out there toiling in the dirt. What can I say? You've got to have your little hobbies. You don't mind doing a little overtime, do you? Great. For the tower, you need to build a few extra resources, so don't forget to do some more research. Okay. So we have to build a mission tower. I guess we have to place it at one of the cities. Yes. Alright, it needs wood, planks, stones, and wheat. Well, we don't have wheat yet. But yeah, we can place it right there. We'll have to do some research, though. We have to get the quarry going, for instance, and a wheat farm. So that'll be interesting. I think we can do a big city here with wheat, so we could already start, actually. But we also need the stone quarry up. This is stones, right? Yeah. So if we upgrade this city, we unlock extra space. We can then get that one going. So let's go with that. We can then get this stone quarry up and running. That's where we get the stones. And here we can get the wheat. And then we have everything for the big tower. So I'm actually going to build the extra city here now. Oh, there's a quarry here too. I think I'll build the city right here, just to make sure that we have 2 sources of stone available to us. Oh, we can't afford this. We don't have the coins to actually do that. Oh, wow. Probably because of all the research I'm doing. Let's get rid of that research. So now we're going to have to make a ton of money before we can do anything else. Well, we do make some good money on all the trades that's happening, so that is the good news. See, 100, but we do need 1,000 coins to build another town. All right, well, you know, it's okay. We can do that at some point. The question is, can we do that right now? No, we can't do that right now. Because what I basically did is showed you this demo. I showed you what this game is all about. And you can now think about like, wow, this is an interesting game, or no, this is boring. I think this is interesting. It's a whole different way of looking at a city builder. So far, it's peaceful. I love that. Although there might be some bandits and stuff coming in later. But I am going to keep my eyes on this little game because this is fun and this is cute. I do hope that there'll be like big maps. There'll be a lot of options and customizations you can do when setting up custom maps and stuff. I hope that's all in there. And there will be some missions and stuff. But for now, this is all I'm going to show you. So I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. If you have not done so, please subscribe to my channel. Leave all your comments in the comment section. I will respond to it. And then, of course, I hope to see you in a brand new video. Thank you so much and bye-bye.